In today's lesson, I'll show you how to create a slightly more advanced saving system so that you can save dynamic objects like the strawberry over here, along with the player's position and anything else you want. Get the strawberry, save the game. Let's move back here, load the game, and he loads in that position, and the strawberry does not load this time because we saved the game once we had already collected it.
Game Dev Journey.
Alright guys, our previous save and load system was simple, quick, and it worked just fine for saving, one or two variables like the player's position, and we had no issue with it. The problem was when we started to need to record more than one game object's properties, we had to remember to load and save those properties in the correct order. So let's move on to a more advanced file saving method using a file type called JSON. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. It's a lightweight text-based data format, and it's used for data interchange because it's really easy for both humans to read and write and for machines to parse and generate. So if we go to our save and load, if we change the file type over here from data to JSON, then we can make use of a dictionary variable so that we won't have the problem of storing the data in the order that it was saved and loading it in the order that it was saved. So over here, we can add another variable here called save data, and we can make it equal to an empty dictionary. So, like I said, the major benefit is now the order of the variables is not important because dictionaries work with key value pairs. You must note that JSON does not support built-in types like vector2, so we're going to have to split them up into their component parts. So here we were just storing the global position as a vector2. Now we'll have to split it up. So what we'll have to do is say saved data. And this will be our dictionary key player underscore global underscore position. And it'll be the X position. And this will then be equal to the player dot global position dot X, and we'll do the same thing for the Y. So this will be the player's Y is going to be global position Y. Saved data. And then we could even do something like save the player's parts as well. So we could say saved data, and we could say player parts, and that's going to be equal to player dot health. Then we can use the built-in method called JSON.stringify to store our JSON. So we can save our JSON equals JSON.stringify our saved data. And that will turn it all into a JSON string, save it in a variable called JSON, which we can then store. So now we don't need that debug line anymore. Now, instead of storing our variable directly, we just store string, and our string is our JSON string. And we close the file as normal. So now when we load the game, we also want to change the file type to JSON, which we've done. We want to use the getAsText function to retrieve the string we saved and then convert that string back into the dictionary. So once we've read from the file, we can go and grab our JSON string. So we can say var JSON. It's going to be our file get as text. it'll go and grab the text, the JSON text that's in the file, and save it in our variable, which we're calling JSON. Then we can read it back into our saved data variable. So var saved data is then going to be equal to, and it's built in, it's called JSON.parse string. And we want to parse our JSON string. And now we can just read it back. So we can say and the order is not important now. We can do it in any order. So we don't have to do the global position first. We could do the hearts first, for instance. We could say player.hearts is, or it would be health. Health is equal to saved data. And the key is player hearts. And then we could do the global position. So we could say player dot global position dot x is going to be equal to save data, and it's going to be player underscore global position x, and we'll repeat this for the y. Remember, we're splitting this up because JSON doesn't understand Godot types such as vector2s, so we have to do it in 2 parts. And then we close the file. So this works. All right, you just have to remember to manually parse Godot specific types like a vector2 to work with JSON. Let's just test that this works right now. So we'll save it. We'll go to our level. We'll run it. And we'll move over here. Save it. Let's move back down. Load. And we've got a problem. So let's just work it out. And the problem is I called it play.global position instead of player. So we'll just fix that. Save again. We can reload it. And we can move over here, for instance. Save it. Move it back. Load it. And it's just, sorry, this is test. Oh, okay. I know what's wrong. On one thing you've got to be careful of now is on these buttons. When my jump key is the space bar, but the key to press the button is also the space bar. So if you go down here if you click on the button and you find the focus sub menu, the mode is on all. So what happens is when I jump and then I click save and then I come back to jump again, the focus is still on the button and pressing spacebar is pressing the button. So turn the focus off. So the focus is none, and do that for both buttons. So go and find the focus under the control section, set the mode to none. Okay. Let's save that. So now when we run, we won't be hitting the save button multiple times. So we could go over here, for instance, save. I can jump over here, load, and it puts me back there. So this works. Now, we said that the issue have to manually parse Godot specific types like vector2s. Now, is there a way to save this? Or is there a way to get around this? Well, we could save the entire dictionary and then read that back in a similar way to our simple saving technique. And this is how I would go about doing that. In the save game, you keep your dictionary, you store everything instead of splitting them up over here. So I'm going to delete the second line now. Instead of splitting them up, we just save the entire vector2 like that. So save data player global position equals player.global position. That's the X and Y together as a vector 2. We store it. The issue, the change will come when we load it. So we can now do this. When we load the file, instead of using JSON at all, we make it just a data file again. Both. And now we just save and load that dictionary. So we don't have to do the JSON stringify stuff. We just say file dot store var, and we store the dictionary, which is saved data. And then we close it. Now when we load it, we load that same file. We're not going to use the JSON for this one. We're just going to say var. We're just going to use save data. So let's grab it. Var save data is not going to be that. It's going to be file dot get var. It'll just get the only variable that's in there, which is the dictionary. And again, we can restore anything in any order we like. So we can do the hearts and the global position in any order. So let's do that. And it won't be X. It'll just be the entire global position. Let's save and test that it works exactly the same way. Let's go back to the level, run it. Okay, we hop over here, click save. Okay, we've got another problem. Let's just test. Spelling mistake again. Okay, reload. So let's just hop over here, save it, move back, load it, and it works exactly the same. So if you want to stick to that simple method, and we just save the entire dictionary as one variable and reload it, now we can store multiple different values in the dictionary and just load them all as one variable and then put them all back in. So I think that's quite a good solution to our problem. We do still have some issues. The first is this data file is not human readable. It's a binary file, so you can't go and edit it yourself. You won't be able to understand what's in there. This makes it difficult to debug because we can't read it. The other issue is, as you've seen now multiple times, I've been doing it, you can make typos in the dictionary entries and then you get an error and you have to go and hunt for it. So the alternative now is to use resources. And that's what I'll be discussing in the next video.